Hello, Father Carlo. What can you tell me about Father Alfredo?
Ah, Father Alfredo. He was a leading figure in San Leo in the 18th century. A man of unshakable faith, as well as philanthropist and benefactor. His mortal remains reside here, within our ossuary, together with those he deemed worthy of such a privilege. Knights from a distant time.
I was in shock. Carlo had just answered a question of mine. What if the scroll piece was in the ossuary? Let's suppose one wanted to visit the ossuary.
No, I really couldn't oblige the request of this friend.
What friend?
This one you're talking about.
Oh.
I've been appointed by the bishop to personally safeguard the keys, and that is a duty to be followed at any cost.
It was the first time I'd seen Father Carlo so fired up and passionate. I wouldn't be able to fool him with words this time. See you later, Father. Marquis de Vilta?
Oh, it's you. How do you feel, young man?
Better already. Takes a lot more than that to knock me out. There's another reason you didn't report me to Director Beringler, isn't there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
My intuition tells me there's a certain grudge between you two.
You're sorely mistaken.
De Vilta was clearly lying. Do you reckon there's an ancient scroll among the family assets?
No, I don't believe so. I would remember it. Now that I think about it, though, some recent renovation work revealed a wing of the castle that had remained hidden for centuries.
Well, let's suppose I wanted to take a look.
I'm afraid I can't accommodate your request in this case. Safety issues, you understand.
The reason De Vilta offered seemed legit, and yet it didn't convince me. Marquis, tell me the truth. What are you afraid of?
Blech. I wouldn't ever leave control of the family castle to a man like Beringler, believe me. But in the face of certain explicit threats, I could do nothing other than capitulate, under the promise that this was just a temporary situation. Now it's been months that my castle has been in their hands. The same people who attacked you tonight, I presume.
That's why you stopped granting permits for the building.
But now you're here, and maybe you can help me chase them off.
That's what I like to do, but I need to inspect the recently discovered area.
It won't be easy. First, you'll need a key to the castle, which I don't possess anymore. In addition, access has been sealed with a security door that's impenetrable without the access code, which Beringler surely keeps as close as possible. If I had to bet, I'd lay it all on his green notebook. He writes down every detail, name, figure, anything at all relevant to the structure, and he's very jealous of it.
I'll take care of that. I assure you that soon these people will be gone from San Leo. Can you tell me anything else about Walter Beringler? I don't know. Weaknesses, fears, passions?
Let me think. Well, he has a sort of strange obsession about the sights he can enjoy from his desk. He made them demolish half a wall to get the kind of view he was looking for.
Huh. That might come in handy. I'm going back to explore San Leo. Amazing. Can I have this vaporizer?
To do what?
Billions of useful and extravagant things.
Suit yourself.
I glimpsed some vials, but I didn't know what they contained.
Hands off or I'll cut them off. That bag contains some powerful hunting anesthetics.
Hunting anesthetics. Cool.
Don't get any ideas. I can't leave them in the hands of a novice.
At the moment, I did. The leopard print tarp was thick and heavy, probably synthetic.
Why are you yelling like that, you lunatic?
There's a mummy inside this niche.
What do you mean by mummy? That's my father.
Did you mummify your father?
I'll only tell you this once. That is not a mummy for my father. The fight with the animal world was an ancient and noble art. He was very respectful of his prey, and had them mummified so that their memory would survive.
I think they'd have preferred to just survive. Do you get your passion for exploring the woods from your father?
No, he was indifferent to the fascination of flora. Flowers and plants irritated him.
Tekla,
He thundered from the top of his 6'4" frame.
if I should tragically die before you, don't you dare bring flowers to my grave. Otherwise, so help me God, when we meet again, I'll plant them right up here.
What an exquisite person. I have other things to do now.
Good. Now get out of my hair.
Tekla did mention her father's hatred of flowers. How could I resist such a temptation?
And what's that supposed to be? What the hell is wrong with you?
I thought it might represent an aesthetic improvement.
What the heck? Get out of my way!
The resin would have made the orchid sticky.
Damned flower again. This time I'll cut your hands, cretin. Don't worry, Tata. I'll fix you in a second. What's up with this flower? Did it take root? Hey! Lift the tarp right now, cretin.
The mechanism must have been stuck. Give me a second.
So are you going to let me out or what? It's about time.
That way I could have sprayed the anesthetic more effectively. Maybe taking Carlo to a secluded place would help me get rid of him. I have an urgent need to confess.
Sit down, my son. I'll be there in a moment. How long since your last confession, dear Mariano?
Give or take, it might be 20 years?
Good heavens. We have a lot to talk about then. Go ahead and start whenever you feel at ease.
I've stolen things. Of every kind.
For financial reasons?
Nah, not really. I keep facing strange obstacles to overcome. Situations to the point of absurdity that always require a creative approach to solve. For example, a few days ago I had to lock up a hen in a chicken coop to steal its egg and use it to cook some meatballs.
Meatballs? Ah, hunger is a nasty beast.
No, I needed them to convince a grumpy cook to give me a bloody hot. Maybe it would be better to change the subject. I tricked a big baby into believing that my stuffed bear was a panda.
These jokes don't help anyone, you brat.
It isn't a joke. I had to infiltrate an abandoned factory to retrieve some files related to the trafficking of strange magical artifacts.
Come on now, stop pulling my leg.
I beat a woman of a certain age with an adjustable iron wrench.
I beg your pardon?
More than once. In my defense, the woman in question was pointing a gun at me.
God almighty, help us.
And that's all.
On your conscience weighs a heavy burden. But don't despair, because the Lord hates the sin, not the sinner. Now let us bow our heads in prayer, my son. Listen to your heart, and in your deepest soul, repent of everything you've done.
Nice speech, but I had bigger fish to fry. This was the right opportunity to try knocking the priest out.
How weird. Suddenly I...
The signal on the door indicated that Carla was hearing someone's confession. I hoped it was enough to deter other sinners eager to redeem themselves. Damn, the latch I needed to lock the chain was broken, yet the two ones were so close together. The bracelet would be perfect to secure the chain. Wow. I was gripped by awe for a few seconds, surrounded by death as I'd never been before. Then I realized a huge number of niches in the ossuary. I couldn't defile them all. The dates on those niches matched the period I was interested in. In addition, the names looked Polish. What I was looking for was right there, a few inches from me. I just had to find the right grave. I couldn't see any reference to eagle wings. During the day, the fortress was back to shining, engulfed by its elevated tranquility. It gave me a thrill, though, together with the memory of the fight I had the previous night with the doctor. That panel was a reminder of the four steps the Emperor Bartolome Jankowski. Eagle wings. Just a second. Father Alfredo wrote that the relic was protected by eagle wings. That was the name of the man I was looking for, one of the holders of the scroll pieces. So Father Alfredo rested in the church ossuary, along with the knights he deemed worthy. I also learned that a fragment of the scroll was entrusted to a particular knight nicknamed Eagle Wings. I no longer doubted it. The scroll piece had to be in the ossuary, specifically in the tomb of that knight. Wow, you became a local hero.
I didn't do anything in particular. I'm just soft. I knew eating all those donuts would be good for something sooner or later.
Judging by his condition, that medkit had to belong to the workman. Among the tools, an unused syringe stuck out. Somebody could get pricked. I looked for Bartolome Jankowski among the names. There he was, the knight who was called Eagle Wings, to whom Father Alfredo entrusted the custody of the scroll, even in the afterlife. But now, how could I open that niche? It wasn't just walled, but further protected by a thick steel sheet attached with some rivets. Something fell off.
It's just a folded handkerchief.
It's because of people like you that the cities are full of garbage. Hey, Oliviero. Let's see if I figured out your plan to conquer Gaia. You want to recover Count Cagliostro's scroll in the hope of...
Chemical formulas. You know what the alchemists were famous for, don't you?
So, you hope to find the formula and use your PhD in chemistry to transmute gold?
I'd become rich beyond all imagination, Lazaro. And at that point, Gaia would fall at my feet.
I'm no love expert, but I don't think it works exactly like that.
You'll see. You'll see.
I could be just a step away from one of the scroll pieces. I'm sure it's in the ossuary of the Church of St. Francis in Verna.
Oh, gross, Lazaro. Do you really want to desecrate a grave full of centuries-old rotten bones?
I'm not particularly excited about it, but it's what I have to do. The problem is that the niche is protected by thick steel plates, tightened with rivets.
I could synthesize a mild acid. Unfortunately, I don't have any fluorocarbon. I can order some from my supplier, but it will take time.
Of course. Can I get it for you some other way?
Fluorocarbon is found in firefighting agents, cooling liquids, additives for motor oil, and even some varnishes. Watch how you extract it though. Fluorocarbon can be harmful to human beings.
See you later. I wonder if the fire was hot enough to melt the tire. Perfectly insulated. Part of the tire had been liquefied, forming a boiling pool. A brand new air conditioner. Mine, by comparison, produced an effect similar to an icicle in the oven. Olive told me that the fluorocarbon was used as a cooling liquid. I could move it to reach the highest shelves, assuming I really needed to do that. Olive told me that the fluorocarbon was used as a cooling liquid. From under there, though, I couldn't reach the air conditioner. It wasn't moving an inch. Maybe it hadn't been used for a long time. Well, that bomb was viscous enough to lube the wheels. The ladder still refused to move. Now it was time to set aside my elaborate ploys and use a good dose of healthy brute force.
How impetuous. There must be a very interesting book on the upper shelves.
The library was well stocked with classics and ancient architecture books, but I couldn't see anything that would be of any interest. Of course, with the syringe I could extract some fluorocarbon from the air conditioner.
You're very ebullient. I had never seen anyone inject an air conditioner.
Here's your fluorocarbon.
You really managed to find some. You're a wizard. Do you have a suitable container?
Will this sprayer do?
Double glass, central straw, and metal alloy. Right. I can produce an acid that won't corrode it. Now, give me a few minutes. It's a delicate process. Here we are. A really powerful acid. Be careful. It's very corrosive.
I've kept worse things in my pockets. I found myself face to face with he who was the guardian of the scroll for the last 2 centuries. Apart from the skull, his remains were kept under a shroud depicting a rose over a cross. I was sure that symbol was directing me to something. I could finally get out of that nightmarish place, but not before recovering my tracking bracelet. I had one piece of the scroll, and the next was waiting for me inside Castle Sancti Leonis. I just needed one more.